Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a phenomenon that honestly feels like a glitch in the matrix. We're looking at perché il ghiaccio scada sempre, why the ice always warms. It's a completely wild concept where ice, instead of freezing your hands, actually warms them up. Literally, it's going to make you question everything you thought you knew about basic chemistry. I mean, just picture this for a second. You reach out to touch this beautiful, glittering, freshly formed ice crystal, right? But instead of that familiar freezing chill you'd expect, you feel this enveloping warmth. It's exactly like holding a steaming cup of tea on a chilly, rainy day. It completely shatters every thermal rule we know. So how on earth can ice possibly be warm? Section 1. Il paradosso del ghiaccio caldo, the hot ice paradox. Okay, so let's unpack this sensory contradiction, because when you actually see this happen, it looks like pure witchcraft. You've got this clear liquid that instantly turns solid the exact second it touches a surface, building this magical little tower right before your eyes. And the crazy thing is, the visual cues, that clear, crystalline look of ice, are totally mismatched with the physical sensation of heat you feel on your skin. Your brain is seeing one thing, but feeling something completely different. Section 2. La ricetta della magia. The magic recipe. Now, to recreate this mind-bending effect yourself, you really only need a few everyday household items. We're talking 4 cups of white vinegar, 4 tablespoons of baking soda, a pot, a clean glass jar, and a spoon. But listen up, while the mess level is pretty low here, an adult helper is absolutely mandatory for the stove face coming up. We definitely want to prevent any risk of splatters or scalding, so safety first, all right? So here's the game plan. It's a slow process, and you really need to be cautious. First, you're going to slowly stir the baking soda into the vinegar until every single bubble stops fizzing. Next, your adult helper will gently boil that liquid for about 20 minutes until you see a thin skin forming on the surface. But pay close attention here, because step 3 is the absolute most crucial part. You have to let this liquid cool perfectly still in the fridge for 15 minutes. And I mean perfectly still. You literally cannot bump or shake it whatsoever, or you're going to ruin the whole surprise. Section 3. Cos'è una soluzione sovrasaturata? What is a supersaturated solution? All right, so now that our liquid is prepped and perfectly cooled, we really need to uncover the hidden chemistry making this bizarre magic possible. The main thing to grasp here is that we aren't just dealing with a simple mix of vinegar and baking soda anymore. Nope. Through that fizzing reaction earlier, we actually created a brand new chemical dissolved right into the water called sodium acetate. And by boiling away a lot of that original water, we forced the liquid to become overstuffed. It becomes what's called a supersaturated solution. It's holding way more dissolved sodium acetate than it normally should be able to. This creates a super precarious state. The only reason it's even staying liquid at this point is simply because it doesn't have an easy way or a starting point to turn solid. To put that into perspective, it's, quote, like trying to cram 30 kids onto a school bus that only fits 20, end quote. I just love that analogy because it brilliantly paints a picture of just how incredibly crowded and chaotic those molecules in our perfectly still jar really are. I mean, they're in there crammed to the absolute limit, just waiting in total suspense for one tiny little nudge to break free. Section 4. Perché il ghiaccio scalda sempre sempre. Why the ice always warms. This brings us to the real meat of this explainer. What exactly happens when we finally give that overstuffed liquid a starting point? Well, it takes almost nothing. If you just touch it with a spoon or pour it so a single drop hits a plate, boom, you trigger a sudden lightning-fast chain reaction. A really high-energy, rapid crystallization snaps right into place. It literally zooms outward in a heartbeat from the exact spot you touched it, crystallizing the whole solution and building your magical ice tower. And this is where the big reveal happens, the exothermic secret behind the whole thing. See, when that cramped, chaotic liquid finally snaps into neat, organized solid crystals, it lets go of all that stored-up, pent-up energy, and it releases it in the form of actual physical heat. It's wild, right? And that, my friends, is exactly why the ice always warms. Sezione 5. La scienza di tutti I giorni. Everyday science. Now, you might actually be more familiar with this than you think. If you've ever used those reusable hand warmer packets during the winter, you've held this exact chemistry in the palm of your hand. They use the very same supersaturated sodium acetate reaction. You just click that little metal disc inside, which gives the molecules that initial nudge, the liquid crystallizes in a flash, and boom, your fingers get toasty warm from all that released heat. Okay, a quick heads up for all you home scientists out there. Once your hot ice has formed, it is totally safe to touch. You can poke it, marvel at it, and feel that incredible warmth, but obviously, please do not eat it. And you're absolutely going to want to wash those dishes and pots thoroughly afterward, unless you want your entire kitchen smelling like a vinegar factory for the next week. And that brings our explainer to a close for today. Experiments like this really show how what looks like magic is often just science waiting to be understood. It makes you look at the world a little differently, doesn't it? It makes you wonder, what other incredible chemical reactions are hiding in plain sight, just waiting for a nudge? What other hidden energies are just waiting to be released in your everyday world? Something to think about. Thanks for exploring with us, and we'll catch you next time.